Well, hey friends. So today I'm coming at you with 7 quick tips, like easy places to save time in your content marketing strategy. Because as we all know, content is king. And to market your business effectively, you need to be creating content, not just consistently, but high quality content. And the content creation game can feel like a hamster wheel and a constant time suck if you're doing it the wrong way. So today I'm going to give you 7 easy places to save time in your content marketing strategy. So bust out that pen and paper, y'all, because I'm going to hit you quick with some good practical tips. Hey there, fellow entrepreneur. Welcome to Simple SEO and Marketing with me, Faith Hannon. Do you want to grow your business with organic marketing and finally feel like you can understand SEO? Are you scouring the internet for how to get more website traffic, SEO for dummies, and how to market on Pinterest? Have you tried to grow your business with SEO and blogging only to get frustrated and quit because it's overwhelming and too time consuming? Been there. Hey, I'm Faith Hannon, Jesus lover, copywriter, blogger, wife, wrangler of tiny humans, and barrel racer. And let me tell you, I didn't have time to waste sorting through SEO and keyword strategies that either didn't work or were so over my head I couldn't understand them. I honestly thought that SEO and blogging only worked for people with a PhD in tech jargon and a whole team of employees, until I learned these secrets. Good SEO strategies don't have to be complicated, and creating and marketing great content doesn't have to take more than a couple hours a week total. So pop in those earbuds, slam some coffee, and let's grow your business with simple organic marketing and a healthy dose of biblical encouragement along the way. So one of the things that I hear consistently in the online space and, with any kind of digital marketing is, oh my gosh, content creation takes so much time. And especially, now is like everybody and their mama is talking about AI and Chat GPT and all of this stuff, which is a whole nother episode. People are looking for ways to streamline their content creation process. And who doesn't want to save time, right? Like we all want to save time. We all want to work more efficiently and more effectively. And because we know content creation is a necessity for our business, right? Not just the know, like, trust factor, but obviously for SEO purposes as well. You need to be creating consistent content. So how do you get it done? How do you do it all in a normal human amount of time, not like a superhuman amount of time? And some of y'all may know this, some of y'all may not, but I only work 15 to 20 hours a week max. I do not work a full work week. Ain't nobody working 40 hours a week over here while I'm homeschooling and raising 2 kids and barrel horses. Like, that's just not how my life is. That's not how I have my business set up. That's not how I want to run my business. I like being a mom first. And so I have really, really had to find some kick booty time-saving hacks in everything. And it's obviously something that, gosh, I am always streamlining, right? Like I'm always evaluating, like, how can I do this quicker? How can I do this more efficiently? But really and truly, up until, January, I was creating all of my own content myself for the most part. And just as of maybe December, maybe I had help in December. Anyway, as of December, January, I finally was able to hire help with some of my own content. Previously, my VA, who's amazing, I call her my virtual assistant extraordinaire, she was helping me write and helping me edit client content. But as far as my own content, I was on my own. Now I have a team, a small team, but still a team that helps. And so when I tell you that I have figured out all of these things my own self, and I figured them out in a way that works, I'm telling the truth, y'all. Also, side story about the word truth. So this is unrelated to content, but it's a funny Faith. It's a Faith funny. So I think it was, I don't remember, one of the spelling bees, right? So little bitty Faith, I was super competitive / still am super competitive and want to win at all the things. And school was really easy for me. So I thought that I should be the best at everything, right? Skeet. I had big goals and big dreams of winning everything, right? So of course I participate in the class spelling bee and I do okay. And then I make it to the district level spelling bee and I make it to like the final like 10 or something like that. And then I get up there and the word that they give me / my aunt was actually the spelling bee court person, like giving you the word. The word that they give me was truth. And in my little brain, I was like, well, I know you spell true, TRUE. So I just slapped a TH on the end of it. And so, yes, I got out the district level spelling bee for misspelling truth. And you better believe my father has razzed me about that to this day. So yes, I have figured out all of these things my own self, and I tell you the truth. So now you're going to send me emails about spelling. It's fine. Just know that I am not the spelling queen, obviously. All right, 7 tips to save you time in your content marketing strategy. Numero uno. And if you only have one thing, if you only take away one thing, let this be it. Know your why and your pillars. And I know that's kind of 2 things, but they go hand in hand. Because if you don't know your why, you don't know the deep reason why you are even in business, then creating content is going to be such a drag and a time suck, and it's going to just feel like pulling teeth. But when you know your why, that easily translates over into the next step of figuring out your pillars and your content pillars. Now, in episode number 66, I walk you through my exercise to find out like your deep why. And I call it my wagon wheel why exercise, because when you know your why, you know your deep why you're in business, not just to make money, but why you want to do this thing and pour your heart and soul into it. When you know your deep why, then it's really easy to figure out the spokes that come off of the center of that wagon wheel and turn those spokes into your content pillars or your content buckets, as some people call them. So tip number 1, know your why and your content pillars. Okay. Tip number 2, I want you to batch plan. When it is time to create content and you sit down to create content, you should already know what you're going to be creating. You don't necessarily have to have the thing like completely planned out, but you need to have at least a topic and maybe a general outline. Now, it's no secret that I love batch working. I have more on this in episode 26, but when you can sit down and you can look at your content with more of a bird's eye and strategic view, then you're not just like having to come up with ideas on the fly, create the stuff on the fly, and publish the stuff on the fly, because you already have it planned out. And you can create with strategy in mind and say, oh, I'm leading up to this sale. I should knock down this domino and this domino and this domino and this domino. So when you sit down to batch plan, you are setting yourself up to save so much time in your content creation overall. It may feel like you are wasting so much time to like set aside a 30-minute block to plan out a month or 2 of content, but in the long run, it is going to save you gobs of time when it comes time to actually create content, because you're going to already know what you're supposed to be doing. So batch plan is tip number 2. Number 3 is please create long form content over short form content. In episode 5, like way back in the archives of this podcast, I break down 6 reasons why your business needs a blog. And then I also have a bonus series in episodes number 32 through 36 where I walk you through blogging strategically. And then in episodes 74 and 75, I've got some really great tips on how to make the move away from social media reliant marketing. And if you're like, Faith, blogging takes too much time, go listen to episode 77 and I give you my actual breakdown of how much time blogging takes. But the reason that I want you to really focus on creating long form content over short form content is, 1, your long form content has a shelf life that far exceeds that of your short form content. If you are solely focused on social media as your main content outlet, like you literally have to feed the beast every day for the beast to work for you, versus long form content, whether your main form of long form content is podcasting or blogging or YouTubing, you don't have to create as much content as frequently for that platform to favor you. And then you can take that long form content and move into tip number 4, which is repurpose it. Repurpose your content. Listen, ain't nobody but your mama reading every word that you write everywhere. And so, 1, get over the stigma of repurposing content. Nobody is reading everything everywhere except your mama and your great Aunt Susan, maybe. And they don't care if you reuse stuff, okay? And the fact of the matter is we are all so inundated with information. We don't remember everything we see. We don't remember everything we read. We don't remember everything we hear. And so when you don't reiterate your information, when you don't repurpose your content, you are doing your audience a disservice because they're not getting the opportunity to really fully digest that helpful information that you have for them. I actually have a repurposing guide as a freebie. Y'all can download it. I go into more depth in this in the course, the Organic Marketing Framework, where I show you exactly how I break things down when I care about social media, because I currently don't care. But I show you the process to repurpose your content. And really, you can truly take one piece of long form content and turn it into 5, 10, 15, even 20 pieces of content if your little heart so desires. Okay. Now, tip number 5 is you got to do keyword research, yo. Like, you have to do keyword research, because if you're creating content solely around what you think people are searching, instead of just doing the keyword research, figuring out what people are actually searching and figuring out how they are searching it, oh my gosh, you're going to waste so much time if you're not doing keyword research, because you're going to be throwing spaghetti at the wall. Now, I have a ton of episodes on keyword research, like very recent episodes. Go back and listen to that, because keyword research is setting your content up for success in getting found. If you don't do keyword research, then essentially you're taking the time to create the content and just hoping that it's something people are searching for, right? Whereas if you take 10 minutes and do keyword research, if 10 minutes, then you know, oh yeah, this is a search topic. I can create something around that keyword, okay? So please do keyword research. It may feel like it's costing you a bunch of time to do the keyword research, but it's like a down payment up front on saving yourself so much time in the long run. Hey friend, I know you're trying to grow this business, but does it feel like it's not really going anywhere? Did you know that we can actually fix the back end of your business so that you have some great SEO? Did you know that we can repurpose your podcast or repurpose your blog and help you grow faster? Did you know that was even an option? If you're thinking, oh my goodness, Faith, that would be amazing, then head on over to faithhannon.com/coaching or click the link in the show notes. In just 1 hour of your time, we'll get you a marketing plan in a box with the exact keywords that you need to be going for, how and where to implement them, and at least 3 months of SEO-focused content planned out for you. Let's get your coaching call on the books right now and get your marketing strategy headed in the right direction. Spots are limited, so don't wait. And I cannot wait to help you finally get the breakthrough you've been waiting for and jumpstart your business dream back to life. All right, and tip number 6 is I want you to start keeping a story bank. So this is something like coming up with stories and relating stories into content is honestly something that some people do more naturally than others. I am a firm believer that content is everywhere. And not just because I've been in this for more than a minute, but I'm always looking for lessons for myself, for my kids, for people that I help. And so I always have my eyes open for lessons. Like, I believe there's always something to learn in every day. And this mindset, I don't know, I've probably always had this mindset, but it really was solidified with my horses and horse training, because one of my goals with my barrel horses is that every single time I ride, that my horse would walk away better, my horse would learn something, and that I would learn something. That my horse would walk away with better training or better, foundation, or, learning a new skill or solidifying an old skill, and that I would walk away having learned something as a horseman, and I would walk away having, a better feel with my hands, or having, learned how to use my legs better, something. So every time I get on a horse, I want the horse to leave better than I found them, and I want myself to leave as a better horseman than I started. And so I'm constantly looking for lessons. And honestly, just even as a Christian, like, I always try to have my ears open and just be thinking and asking, like, Lord, what do you want me to see? What do you want me to hear? What do you want me to get out of this? Like, how are you speaking to me? How can you teach me something in this? So that at the end of every day, I can hopefully know Jesus better than I did at the beginning of the day. And so for me, finding stories within my content, or finding stories to relate back to my content, is pretty easy. Now, again, like, as far as how much of your personal life you want to share in your content, like, that's just something that you and your family have to decide, right? Like, I don't share a whole bunch of my kids. Like, I don't share pictures of just my kids. That's something my husband and I decided before our oldest was born. I don't give away a lot of information about, my family. I'm not on social media right now, so it doesn't really matter a ton, but I'm not like posting about, oh, I'm flying here. Oh, I'm driving here. And I'm not saying that I'm right at all. That's just something that I have decided. But stories, y'all, like, stories kind of, you don't have to rely on that when you have stories to use and interweave into your content. And sometimes when you sit down and create content, you're like staring at a blank screen with that cursor like screaming back at you as it blinks. And you're like, what even do I write about? But when you have a bank of stories to pull from, aka just a Google Doc that you have word vomited stories onto, when you have a story bank to pull from, that can help jumpstart those ideas, and it can help jumpstart your creativity when it comes time to create content. So it's saving you time from staring at a blank screen, wondering what to write or talk about. All right. And tip number 7 is, please, 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 for the love of all things holy, have a master content list. Okay. Now, I talk about this more in depth in episode 24. It really is my number one tip to never run out of content ideas. But I truly believe that everyone who is trying to market their business online, you need a master content list. And all it is, like, it sounds fancy, but really all it is it's a document that you can access from your phone and from your computer, where when you have an idea, you write it down. That's really all it is. You don't have to do anything fancy with color coding or organizing it. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. The point is that you have a list of content ideas that you can pull from at any time. And so that when you sit down and create content, you're not having to come up with an idea from scratch, okay? And because I can't help myself, here's a bonus tip. Number 8 would be to have some templates. Like, you should not be reinventing the wheel every single time you sit down to create content. Now, your templates can be as elaborate or as simple as you want them to be. Your templates can simply be, a list of ways that you want to greet your email list. Are you like me and you say, hey pal, or hey bud, or hey pard, or hey friend, or are you more formal? Like, even just having a list of things that you can pull from to use and plug into templates. And when I say templates, I do not mean that you are just asking AI to create all your content for you. That's not what I mean. But what I mean is just like some general guidelines to go off of. So do you want your blog post to be 300 words or 3,000 words? That's something that you can decide ahead of time and integrate into a template. Do you want your emails to have a GIF? Do you want them to have, X amount of links? Like, what do you want? Set up some templates all right? And then use them when you create content. You can also do simple things like, okay, I want these, for me, my podcast creation template, I have standard links that I want to be included in the podcast description. Why would I reinvent the wheel every time I sit down to record a podcast, okay? So templates are going to save you so much time, all right? I'm going to go over those 7 tips real quick, just as a refresher in case you did not get them written down. Number 1, know your why and your pillars, okay? Number 2, batch plan, so that when you sit down to create content, you know what you're creating content around. Number 3, please create long form content over short form content. Number 5, then repurpose that content, repurpose that long form content. Tip number 4, do your keyword research, all right? Tip number 6, story bank the heck out of all of those fun/embarrassing stories that you have rolling around in your brain. And tip number 7, have a master content list. And then bonus tip number 8 is use some templates. So I'm excited for y'all to save time on your content creation and just take these tips, implement them. They're super easy. And as always, reach out to info@faithhannon if you have questions. Have a great rest of your day and God bless y'all. Thank you so much for listening in today. Hopefully this episode gave you some really tangible tips for better SEO and marketing to get more leads and more sales from your website. If it did, can I ask you a quick favor? Would you please share this episode with a friend and then just take 10 seconds and go leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. That is the very best way to help more Jesus-loving entrepreneurs scale their businesses so that they can help more people with their gifts and make an even bigger impact for the kingdom of God. And guess what? We now have a Facebook community where we can learn, hang out, and laugh. Go join the Facebook group now. It's linked in the show notes. And all the other things, courses, coaching, and copywriting can be found at my website, faithhannon.com. Until next time, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.